Coming up, we get you set for tonight's NBA draft, plus which Celtics trade of a young player was worse. Let's go. The NBA draft is tonight, and as of now, the Celtics are still slated to pick at number 27 overall. Now, if they want to move up and make a big trade, I'm for that to an extent. I like Mo Bamba, the freshman forward out of Texas. I like his potential fit with Boston in this roster, but I'm not giving up the world to get him. I don't even want to give up Jaylen Brown. Now, maybe you could argue that Danny Ainge thinks Jaylen Brown is a redundant player. They got a lot of wings. Hayward, Tatum, and Bamba could offer something different to the Celtics, but I am not trading away Jaylen Brown, a proven commodity, for a prospect, for a guy that could be great or could be an absolute bust. Not doing it. If you really like this player, I'd package the Kings protected pick next year. I'd give them Terry Rozier. I'd try to find another way to get it done, whether it's Marcus Morris or somebody else. But I'm not trading Jaylen Brown, a proven young star who is 21 years old and still getting better. I think the best player in this draft is Marvin Bagley III. I like DeAndre Ayton if he turns into Joel Embiid. Well, that's obviously great for the team that drafts him. But I just don't think big men is what this league is all about now. I want a guy that can handle the ball. I want a guy that can shoot a little bit. Bagley offers more of that. Maybe if I saw more of Michael Porter Jr. this year, I'd feel differently about him. As far as what the Celtics should do if they stay at number 27, I'd look hard at Villanova's Jalen Brunson. Two-time national champion, national player of the year last year, first-team All-American. This guy will have a place in the NBA. Won't be a superstar, but what else do you want out of pick number 27? He's as close to a sure thing as possible. Could back up Kyrie Irving. I'd take a hard look at him. To football, and free agent wide receiver Eric Decker reportedly wants to play for the Patriots, and I think the Patriots should look into that. Here's all you need to know about Eric Decker. He thrived with Peyton Manning while in Denver. If he can thrive with Peyton Manning and the complexities that Manning brings to an offense, I think that's a very good testament to his mental makeup, and I think there'd be a good chance he would thrive here with Tom Brady in the Patriots complex system. Julian Edelman's facing a 4-game suspension. Decker has a ton of experience and success playing in the slot. He's a bigger body. He's a savvy veteran. I think it'd be a home run if the Patriots picked him up. The Red Sox lost again last night to the Minnesota Twins. They're getting absolutely nothing out of the bottom half of their order. I mean, just look at the stats. Christian Vasquez batting .210. Jackie Bradley Jr. 180. Eduardo Nunez didn't play last night. He's batting .247. Of course, that's not good for the Red Sox, but I'd rather have that problem than a different problem. They've got the thump and the big bats in their lineup, guys that are producing. They've had the pitching of late. I would argue those are the more difficult things to obtain if you're a baseball team. Right now, the Red Sox are like the Celtics, just trying to find some role guys, some role players off the bench who can contribute and be productive. That's what the Red Sox are looking for. It'd be worse if you needed a superstar, if you needed that big bat, if you needed that ace, if you needed that big-time closer. I mean, those things overall are harder to find. The Red Sox just need a guy that doesn't absolutely suck offensively out of the 7 or 8 hole. Shout out to Peter Chiarelli. I just want to note that the former general manager of the Boston Bruins has managed to trade both top 2 picks from the 2010 NHL draft. Both guys were projected as studs, Tyler Seguin and Taylor Hall, and both guys have been studs. And Chiarelli traded them both. Traded Seguin from the Bruins in 2013. Seguin has been an all-star in every season since 2015, scored 40 goals last year for the Dallas Stars, and Taylor Hall just won the Hart Trophy, the MVP for the New Jersey Devils. Not even 2 years after being traded by Chiarelli from the Edmonton Oilers. The guy sure knows how to unload talent. Yes, he drafted Connor McDavid, but the bunny rabbit that is running around in my backyard right now could have made that pick. All right, take your pick. Speaking of bad trades, which was a more brutal Celtics trade of a young player that they drafted? Joe Johnson or Chauncey Billups? I'll go Chauncey Billups here. Johnson went to more all-star games, but Billups, he went to 5. He was on a few all-NBA third teams, and of course, he was the finals MVP in 2004. He established himself arguably as the best player on a championship team. He was a great leader for the Pistons. He hit clutch big shots for the Pistons. I mean, this is a guy that probably wouldn't have been a superstar with the Celtics, but he could have been a foundational piece for years, for a decade. Johnson has had a great career, been an outstanding offensive player. I mean, all they got for Johnson was Rodney Rogers and Tony Delk. I couldn't even find what the Celtics got for Chauncey Billups, but I'll go Billups by a little. All right, final take your pick. Which was a more impressive prison break? Michael Schofield out of Fox River or Andy Dufresne out of the Shawshank prison? I'm going Andy Dufresne here. Yes, it took him a lot longer. No, he didn't have the plans of the prison tattooed on his body. His escape probably wasn't as well thought out, but when you factor in the patience that he needed, the lack of resources that he had, how he had to crawl through sewage, he didn't need any help from a prison employee to leave the door unlocked or something like that. Schofield's break was unbelievably impressive. You could argue it was more difficult because he had to break out a team of people, but at the end of the day, he had an army of people helping him. He went into prison with a plan of how to get out of prison, and then Dufresne exposed all the corruption associated with the prison when you get out, so I give the edge to Dufresne here. All right, my lock of the day. I wanted to go with the Yankees here after their dramatic walk-off win on Wednesday night, but they played the afternoon game on Thursday, so I'm taking the Chicago Cubs -1.5 tonight against the Cincinnati Reds. Cubs are on the road, but I don't like the Reds. This team isn't very good. I'll take Kyle Hendricks over Matt Harvey tonight. I'll take the Cubs on the road tonight, -1.5 over the Reds. That's my lock of the day. Enjoy the draft. See you tomorrow.
Well, as you know, I'm not on Snapface and all that, so I don't really get those.